Yes. Anyway, Sonia, I put my name down for a few things. There's the rowing.
Oh, spanking Orlocks.
And there's the rugby team as well.
Oh, jolly scrummage.
Well, anyway, they just pinned various notices up into the department for students interested in sport. So, well, I just added my name to the list.
Yeah, but you'd add your name to any list, you would, Bray. You'll add your name to a shopping list one day and go and buy yourself out the supermarket.
At least I participate, Steve. At least I get involved.
Oh, yeah, we can hardly get to sleep at night for the sound of Brian jumping on passing bandwagons and knitting bonnets for his bees.
What you have to remember, Brian, in these sort of rough and tumble times is that games are valuable energy outlets. And you have to, like, enjoy the disruption and not feel threatened by a boots flailing situation, you know? I mean, what is rugby other than a strongly tactile form of ongoing open encounter with an oval ball and shin pads? I mean, it's just sort of co-counselling with boots on, yeah?
Well, no fair-minded person would disagree with that.
Well, anyway, that's what I'm down for, the rugby and the rowing. Of course, I don't expect to get on both teams, but at least I'll see what I can do.
Oh, such modesty in one so young.
You can't string two civil words together on a Sunday, can you, Steve? It might do you some good to get up off your stuffed armchair now and again. The only thing on you that moves is a digit on your digital watch.
I get plenty of exercise. I do enough.
You exercise, you're practically torpid. All you need's a tree and a bag of nuts, you could go into hibernation.
Listen, mate, I'm naturally fit. Naturally fit, I am. I were well known at school for being athletic.
No, Steve, you're well known for hanging around the netball courts, but it's hardly the same thing, is it? There's only two parts of your anatomy you're interested in exercising, and the other one's your drinking arm. Sorry, Sonia.
Actually, Brian is right, Steve, you know. I mean, you can be too much into your head, yeah? But if you want to get into your pancreas, well, you just got to get into your plimsolls. I mean, there are children in the kindergartens with the bodies of middle-aged men. They're getting off the school bus with jet lag.
Well, I don't exactly see you doing handstands on chimney pots and 50 laps round the health food shop every morning.
Sonia does yoga, Steve. She's done yoga for many years.
Yoga, eh? What, you sort of do that every day, do you?
Yeah, regularly, like clockwork-wise, like the lotus and the plough postures. And I make a point of spending at least 10 minutes first thing every morning sort of sitting in a thunderbolt position.
Oh, well, that must keep you in tip-top condition.
And I always set aside at least 5 minutes a day for standing on my head.
So there you are, Steve. Might do you some good to do something like that.
Well, I don't say I'm going to keep fit by spending 5 minutes every day standing on Sonia's head.
You should have been born in the Middle Ages, Steve. With a head like yours, you'd have gained permanent employment as a battering ram. Well, Sonia, I thought I'd go out and do some window shopping. Price a pair of rugby boots. You coming?
Yeah.
Hey, Sonia, you should do him a pair.
Of what?
Well, you know, like for rugby, make him a pair of sandals. Like rugby sandals. Yeah, you know, with studs in them and great big toe caps. That'd be a good laugh, eh? Rugby sandals. Yeah, and instead of embrocation, you could rub on peanut butter. Wish I'd never come to Newcastle.
Now! Stay down. Take a break. Quit it, Chris.
Oh, this is boring, isn't it? Some match, this is. It's like one of those Czechoslovakian safety matches that rarely splutters into life.
Brian's your brother, Steve. It isn't exactly costing you a lot to sort of come along here and cheer him on.
Oh, I'll dress up for it next time, then. Go rah, 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 wiggle me pom-poms.
Integrate with the ball, Brian! Be cerebral! Dynamic play!
Oh, look at him, he's useless. He's galloping around there like a donkey with shorts on. He's about as gainly as a camel. He hasn't touched the ball since the whistle went. Hey, I don't know why they call this a contact sport, you know, because he ain't come into contact with anything.
Come on, Jeff.
Go on, Brian! Go on!
We're 5 iron now, Bri. Hit it with your racket. Forearm smash. Best studs forward. Give it wellies. Full boots ahead.
Go! 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 1 potato, 2 potatoes.
Oh, brilliant snooker, Brian. Great draft. What a pack-handed pillock.
You could do better than this, do you, Steve?
Brian, this is rugby, not pasta parcel. He won't even get an orange at half-time if he goes on playing like this. He's lucky to get a raspberry.
These touchline soliloquies and locker room precepts aren't exactly inspiring anyone, Steve.
But he's got no tactics, though, has he? I mean, you don't just charge through there like a rhino. You got to sort of skip between the daisies a bit. I mean, look at him, most promising youngster, 1952.
You're so lumpen proletarian, Steve.
Up the varsity. Come on, the all. Aye. He's got the ball again. Relegation is night.
Clear field! You got a clear field, Brian!
Hey, come on, then. He hasn't all. Come on, Bray! Come on, son!
Go! Oh, it's really exciting!
Come on, Brian! Small boys will want your autograph! You get your name on a tankard!
Oh, he's brushing them aside like they were mere bagatelles!
Come on, Bray, run!
Oh, it's so gleeful, so sort of zest for life! It's tangible token time!
Push his face in, Brian, shove him off!
Oh, my God! Radiant situation!
Well, that's it then, Sonia. You'll have to marry him now. You were doing so well in all, Bray. Almost man of the match there. Till you lost your shorts. Still, if there's any consolation, you were definitely flasher of the match. Today, the playing fields of Newcastle. Tomorrow, Raymond's Review Bar. Mind you, must take quite a lot of courage to do that. Stand there clinking your jam jars in a field full of strangers.
That was deliberately done, Steve. That was a foul tackle. He pulled my shorts down intentionally on purpose. He wanted to pull my shorts down.
Yeah, well, I've always been suspicious of these rugby players, Bray. There's more to all this jumping in the bath together than meets the eye. See, I told you these sports would do you no good, though. I'd stay clear of the rowing if I were you. There's hungry fish in that river.
Oh, the rowing, yeah. Here, I'll have another one, please, Steve, and, why don't you have one yourself? I say, why don't you have one yourself?
What, a drink? You sure? All right, OK, I'll have half a bitter.
Hey, why don't you have a pint?
Pint? All right, OK, cheers, Bray.
Oh, and I'll have a bag of crisps, and, hey, why don't you have one yourself?
You mean I can have a bag of crisps and a pint of bitter and you're paying for it?
Oh, what else would I mean?
All right, OK, yeah. Hey, we're getting on famously tonight, aren't we?
Yeah. Because I've been meaning to remark, actually, Steve, how I've noticed you've become increasingly interested in the university activities.
Have you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think you've got a hankering after being a student yourself there.
Have I?
Oh, yeah, of course you have. So, what if one of the university societies was to take a fancy to you? You know, want to adopt you, like, sort of take you on as a mascot?
Mascot? Not Lenny the Flipping Lion, you know. not World Cup Willie or something.
No. Well, to be specific, Steve, how would you like to be on the rowing team?
Rowing? Me? What? You mean like sculls and that? Like Henley Regatta and the paddles? Yeah, great, rowing, woo! Yeah.
Well, it's not exactly rowing, actually, Steve, but you are just the sort of person we're looking for.
Oh, am I? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A scrawny, puny, underdeveloped weed with a big mouth who likes nothing better than telling other people what to do.
In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Hey, come on, pull together now.
Look, Steve, how can we pull together when you're shouting out when we're going in and you're shouting in when we're all coming out?
Any more mutinous talk from you, boss, and you'll get the cat and nine tails on his fingers.
Just do it right, will you, and stop showing me up. I recommended you for this job.
What do you do that for?
And you have to wear that life belt, it's extra weight.
Can only do a weight.
Yeah, OK, it'll be all right. Just set up a steady rhythm.
Not a metronome.
OK, lads, When you're ready, in your own time, from the top, hand in, out, in, out. Salt, vinegar, mustard, pepper. Salt, vinegar, mustard, pepper. Salt, vinegar, mustard, pepper. Salt.
Steve!
Sorry, mustard, vinegar, pepper. Sorry, mustard, vinegar, pepper. Sorry, mustard, vinegar, pepper. It's a weir. Abandon the boat. Every man for himself, ready for the weir. Well, get out, will ya? I'll be killed. Get out. You're all going to die. You fools.
Put your feet down, Steve. Get back in the boat, you stupid pillock.
Good job I was wearing my life jacket here, right? Not angry, are you?
Yours, I believe.
Hello. Hello, Bright.
Well, 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 look who it is. It's Neptune's right-hand man. Old Steve, abandoned ship Weber, women and bar star first. And to what dubious honour do we owe this great visitation from your kingdom under the sea?
Oh, well, just thought to pop in, you know, see how you were. Sort of pour on the barman's sympathy.
I'm fine, Steve, I'm fine, thank you. Apart from the water boatman in my ears and the frog spawn up my nose, I can't really complain. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, you know. Did get a bit wet, though.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I got a little moist myself.
Yeah, well, I thought you were all headed for the weir, you see. That's why I dived overboard. Sort of give you a lead, set an example, you know.
Oh, you set an example, all right, Steve. You set whole new standards in the field with looking after number one. You saw your duty, Steve, and you did not shirk. Oh, yes. Straight over the side and sod the rest of us.
Will they be wanting me back later in the week?
Steve, I wouldn't go near that boathouse in a false moustache and beard.
Oh.
I wouldn't go near there with a bin liner over your head.
Oh, see. You busy?
For a student, yes. One cup of tea and then you're off.
Well, I was just wondering, actually, if you got a couple of minutes to spare one day, if you sort of come round with us, give us a bit of advice. I'm thinking of making a major consumer purchase. Buying a durable. Going to buy a motorbike.
You're what?
Going to buy a motorbike.
Oh, no, Steve. Oh, no.
What do you mean, oh, no?
I mean, I don't know about this, Steve. I don't know about this at all.
Well, it doesn't depend on you knowing about it, Bray. I'm just asking if you come along and give us a second opinion. And if you won't come along and give us a second opinion, I'll just go along and have two opinions myself.
Now, wait a minute, Steve. I don't know about this at all. I mean, motorbikes. They're dangerous. People fall off motorbikes.
People fall off farmyard gates. What does that prove?
People don't ride farmyard gates up the fast lane of the motorway. I mean, why a bike? Why don't you get a little car?
I don't want a little car.
Steve, Dad would not approve of this, and I forbid you to have this bike, and that's final. We'll hear no more about it.
Yeah, OK then, Bright, and we'll have no more going out on a sports field in case your head comes off in a scrum. And we'll have no more snogging with Sonia in case she turns out to have rabies and bites your leg off. I mean, when there's such high risk of dying, why bother being born at all?
Well, there are necessary risks of life, I agree, Steve, but motorbikes aren't amongst them. And besides, I know you. You'd be straight out the garage, straight over the handlebars and straight into a wall. Well, don't expect me to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, OK then, Brie. And when you fatally injure yourself playing tiddlywinks without a seatbelt, don't expect me to scrape you up either. I see you.
Well, what about your tea?
No thanks, I better not risk it. Cheerio.
Would be happier with a push bike, you know.
No. No, I don't think it's worth suggesting that to him, Sonia, no.
Perhaps if you got him interested in something else expensive, he'd spend his money on that instead and wouldn't be able to afford a bike.
Hey, that's not a bad idea, that, Sonia. That's quite devious, that. I didn't know he could be so crafty, eh?
Yeah, well, you can't always use a nicey nice approach, you know. You've got to be a bit oblique sometimes. I mean, you just got to be so totally Machiavellian these days, you know. Or more decaffeinated barley grind coffee sub, Brian.
No, that was delicious, but no more...
But are you sure?
Oh. All right, thank you.
Oh, come on, Bray. By the time we get up this garage, motorbikes will be a discontinued line.
Well, hang on, I'm just having a look at this stereo, Steve.
You got a stereo?
No, for your flat, not for my room. You should have a stereo set up in your flat, Steve. I mean, a place isn't a home without a stereo.
Yeah, well, price of them stereos, there must be a lot of places that aren't homes to people.
Hey, look, it's got one of those vertical record decks and all.
Yeah, but I haven't got any vertical records, Bray. I've only got the horizontal ones.
You know what I mean. Hey, you could be the envy of all your friends with one of those.
Well, what could be more worthwhile than being the envy of all your friends, eh? That's really worth working for.
I mean, you could take pride in ownership. Oh, look, credit terms are available.
Oh, no, surely not. There must be some mistake.
Was it on one of those? Hey, you could get that, Steve.
Yeah, there's just one small snag, Bray. I don't want it. For God's sake, Brain, just put one plate of meat in front of the other, will you? You're like an old dog's bone. I mean, it won't just be motorbikes will be a discontinued line, it'll be roads and all. Hey, are these commando-style delaying tactics or something? Are you trying to stop us going there?
Of course not, Steve. Don't be so touchy. Stop reading so much into everything. I just wanted to stop and have a look in this window, that's all. Yeah, now, that's not bad, though, is it?
What?
Well, you can see it, the three-piece suite.
The three-piece suite?
Oh, yes. Well, it's never too early, Steve, to start thinking about putting down a deposit on your three-piece suite.
Brian, when you fell in the river the other day, a little insect didn't start burrowing into your cranium, did it? You're talking like you got termites on the brain.
Oh, come along now, Stephen. You might want to get married one day, settle down. Well, you want something to sit on, surely.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I pick up the birds riding around on me sofa, do I? Take them out for a spin on my armchair. I mean, I'd look a right greaser's breakfast going up the calf on a three-piece suite, wouldn't I? Hey, pal, what bike you got? BMW, Harley Davidson? No, I've got a three-piece suite in Draylon. Shove it in the back of a furniture lorry, it'll go at 30 miles an hour. I'm going up the garage.
It's an investment. Provision for the future.
Yeah, but I only want to make provision for the present. Come on.
I'll be right with you. That looks quite nice. With that carpet and the occasional table. I must tell Sonia. Just 2 minutes in the sports shop, OK, Steve?
Oh, come on, Bray. You tried everything within your capabilities to stop me getting this bike, short of blowing the garage up.
Oh, no, not at all. I just want to inquire the price of some rope for potholing.
Potholing?
Yeah, potholing. I told you I joined.
You mean you've been already?
Oh, yeah, with the university several times.
You never told me.
Well, you never listen.
You said you'd take me down the potholes. When we were in London, you said you'd take me potholing.
I did not. No, I didn't.
Always wanted to go down a pothole.
Oh, well, it's a very expensive hobby, Steve. I mean, I get my gear from the university club, but you'd have to buy your own. I mean, you couldn't afford to go potholing and buy a motorbike.
Well, maybe I could postpone buying the bike until I savour the delights of the potholes, eh?
Well, I could maybe borrow some stuff for you the once, but you'd have to buy your own caving helmet.
Well, I could get it now, eh? I got some money on us. Hey, you're going to take us down the potholes, Brian, are you, eh?
Well, if you're sure that's what you want.
Real potholes? Proper potholes?
It's the only sort there is, Steve.
They're great, eh? Hey, it'll be just like old times. I thought we were going potholing, Bray, not sod trampling. It's been nothing but trudge.
Well, unfortunately, Steve, you can't go potholing in your own front room. And potholes have this marked disinclination for travel. No matter how loud you whistle
Well, how temptingly you dangle savoury titbits, he won't come to you. You have to go to them. So pick up your instep, will you, and come on. You okay, Sonia?
Yeah, it's just really amazing, you know. I mean, it's really sort of Bronte country, you know. Like Jane Eyre and Cathy Come Home. It's really sort of Bronte sisters.
You could have come up here on my motorbike if I'd have bought it.
Well, the three of us. Getting one with a long saddle, are you?
And that's another thing. I thought we were going down a proper pothole. We can't be much of a pothole if Sonia's coming down it.
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is, Brian, that I don't want to go down tame, fiddly little potholes for women. I want to go down thrilling, dangerous potholes for men.
Oh, potholes have been liberated, actually, Steve. They're non-sexist. They don't discriminate. They're a challenge to us all, man, woman and beast. I'm sure you're included in that lot somewhere. You all right, Sonia?
What's she up to? Pirouetting round there like whatever happened to Baby Jane.
There's something wrong with admiring the view, is there, Steve? It's nice, eh?
Yeah, it's incredible, really, Brian. Such sort of panoramic vistas, you know? With the wind and the solitude and that. Oh, you can almost imagine cruel Heathcliff sort of striding along with scornful eyebrows of disdain, all sort of tormented and tucking his trousers in his boots. Oh, you can sense the heights wuthering. It's such really wuthering scenery. So really wuthering heights, you know?
It always reminds me of Wordsworth, this countryside.
Oh, yeah, me and all, yeah. You can just picture old Wordsworth, can't you? Up there, wandering lonely as a daffodil. Lorna Doone and Walter Louis Stevenson.
What are you twittering on about now?
I tell you, Bray, if I had enough money, I'd come out here and I'd build a great big pinball machine. Over there on the hill. All made out of red plastic. 30,000 points of replay. 5 balls for 20p. Great, eh?
Now, the essential thing to remember is to all remain as close together as possible.
Yes, Bray?
Oh, it's really damp in here, isn't it? I'm glad I bought a change of leg warmers.
Now, I left a message back at that cafe we stopped at, so that if we've not returned by when I said, they'll realise we're overdue.
Oh, there's no pulling the wool over there, I said.
Now, I know these caves like
the back of your hand, yeah.
well enough to lead the way, so I'll go in front. Now, if for any reason either of you get lost, just don't panic. That's the worst thing you can do in the dark. Just stay where you are and blow your whistle.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, play your bagpipes.
All right, Steve, seeing as you know so much about it, we'll just get on. Now, mind your heads.
See them up there, Sonia? The stalagmites, them. Yeah, and the tights. Yeah, they grow an inch every 1,000,000 years. Yeah, it's the minerals in the water deposit. Hey, hang about, will you?
Hey, here's an interesting rock formation, Sonia.
Oh, yeah. Sort of carboniferous, like speleological. Hey, can you see that, Steve? Steve? Brian? Steve's not there.
Oh, no. Steve! Steve!
Brian? Sonia? I'm lost. Lost in the potholes. You're paying me whistle.
Steve! Steve!
any good at all.
What are we gonna do?
Get back to that cafe. Phone the rescue service. That's the best thing to do. Get help.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the times I've wanted him to get lost. On the one occasion I don't want him to, he goes and does it.
There I was, stuck in his soul. You're not to panic. It's the worst thing you can do. Got to talk to yourself. Bound to come in a minute. It's just a matter of time. Have a fag, Steve. Yeah, go on, have a fag. All right, I'll have a fag. Go on. Do you good. Yeah. Hey.
He should be here by now.
I brought you a cup of tea and a roll, Brian.
I'm to blame, Sonia. I didn't want him to have that motorbike, and now I've caused this to happen.
Oh, come on, Brian. They'll be here soon.
Just like Steve to do a thing like that. Typical of old Steve. He was always getting into scrapes, you know, Sonia. Even when we were young. It was funny, really. Dad would be there, ticking him off. But you couldn't keep a straight face. Not with old Steve.
Yeah. I was always fond of Steve, yeah.
You still want that?
Yes, here.
All right. Shows which way you went in.
He's down there. They'll find him. Boy, these lads know the caves like the back of their hands.
Thank you. That's 3 hours they've been looking for him now.
It's really cold, isn't it? Wonder how cold it...
And what's going on here, then?
Someone's life is in danger, that's what's going on. Do you want to take a closer look? Where else do you get your fun, eh? Plane crashes, car accidents?
Hey, what's going on then? What's all the commotion?
Someone is trapped down there, OK? Someone's life is at stake, all right? This is not a sideshow for ghouls. If you've got nothing better to do... Steve, where the hell have you been?
I've been in a pub waiting for you two. Where the hell have you been?
You stupid, blithering idiot! We thought you were stuck down there. We thought you were lost.
Yeah, well, I was. But I found an old guideline, followed it out, and got out the rear exit. You were right, though, Bray. Panicking is the worst thing you can do.
Steve, we've called out the rescue service.
Yes, you great nerd. We called them out. They've got a doctor with them, stretchers. They're down there looking for you now.
Well, they're not going to find me down there, are they? Anyway, so long as you know I'm all right, they won't mind.
They won't mind. They won't mind. Oh, Steve, you've got no conception. You've not got the tiniest idea, not the faintest glimmer of how much they will mind.
Brian? Look. Oh, hell. Look, there's an awful lot of crevices down there. Sumps. Chambers that flood. You understand. We found this. Is it your brother's?
Hey, yeah, that's mine, yeah. Thanks very much. If you're popping back down, do you think you could have a scout around for the...